This is an instructional video on how to find the rate of change, the slope, and the initial value, the y-intercept, of a graph. So, the initial value, also called the y-intercept, is the b equals part of the y equals mx plus b equation. It is where the line crosses the y-axis. The rate of change, also called the slope, which is the m equals part of the equation in the y equals mx plus b, is always written as a fraction, y over x. Sometimes you'll hear it called rise over run. To find the rate of change, the slope, there are two methods. The first method is to use the slope formula. That's the problems where we had to label the points, x1 and y1, x2 and y2, and then use the slope formula, y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. The second option is just to use the fraction y over x. Remember, y over x is when you go up or down first, positive or negative, and always to the right-hand side. Either method will still get you the same answer. So for these problems, I will show you both methods. Looking at the first method using the slope formula, I'm going to pick 2 points that I can read clearly. So I can read these 2 points clearly. That is 1, 4 is the first point, and 2, 8. I label those points x1 and y1, x2 and y2, and we plug them in the y2 minus y1, x2 minus x1 slope formula. y2 is 8, minus y1 is 4, x2 is 2, x1 is 1, 8 minus 4 is 4, 2 minus 1 is 1, 4 divided by 1 is 4. My slope, m, is 4. We can also solve it using the fraction formula, the y over x. That's where we go up or down first, and then to the right. So again, using those original 2 points, I am starting here at 1, 4. I go up 1, 2, so up 2, and over 1. However, when we look at what we're counting by, we're actually counting by 2s, 4 to 6 and 6 to 8. So that's really going up 4. So make sure we read those points clearly. That is up 4 and over 1. 4 to 6 is 2, 6 to 8 is 2, so that's a total of 4. 2 and 2 makes 4. And so again, our slope is going to be 4. Our b value, the y equals mx plus b, the b value, the y-intercept, is where it crosses the y-axis. The y-axis is the line that goes straight up and down. In this case, the line starts at 0. So b is 0. Our slope is 4. Our y-intercept is 0. So for this problem, again, looking at our points, we have 4 and 2. And we have 8 and 3. We label them x1 and y1, x2 and y2. Plug them into the slope formula, y2 minus y1, x2 minus x1. y2 is 3, minus y1 is 2. x2 is 8 minus x1 is 4. 3 minus 2 is 1. 8 minus 4 is 4. And so m is 1/4. M is our slope, also called the rate of change. Again, you could use the fraction y over x, in which we go up or down first, and then always to the right. For this problem, looking at our 2 points, I start here at 4 and I go up 1, so that's a 1, and I go over 1, 2, 3, 4, right 4, up 1, right 4. And so in that instance, m is 1/4. Again, we should always get that same answer. Either method will work for every problem. Now our b value, where the line starts. The line starts here at the 1, and so our b value is 1. B is the initial value, also called the y-intercept. For this problem, looking at the 2 points we can read clearly, we're at -2 and 0. And then we're at 0, 3. We label the points x1, y1, x2, y2, and plug them in the slope formula y2 minus y1, x2 minus x1. y2 is 3, minus y1 is 0, x2 is 0, minus x1 is -2. 3 minus 0 is 3, 0 minus -2 is 2. M is 3/2. M is the slope, also called the rate of change. We can also solve it as our fraction y over x, whichever is easier for you. We write it as a fraction because we go up or down first, and then always to the right. For this problem, we're starting here at -2. We're going to 3, so we go up 1, 2, 3. So up 3, that's positive, and then right 1, 2. Right 2. 2/3 is our m, our slope, our rate of change. Those answers will always be the same. You do not have to use both methods. You can pick which method works better for you. Now, the b value is where the line crosses the y-axis. The line crosses the y-axis here at 3, and so our b value is 3. Remember, the b value stands for the initial value, also known as the y-intercept. Now, for this problem, we need to pick 2 points we can read clearly. There's no points actually drawn on the graph, so we have to look at where they cross the lines evenly. I can see that they cross the lines here evenly, and they also cross the lines here evenly. They are not in between any individual point. So looking at these points, I can tell that this first one down here at the bottom is at -3 and -4. This top point is at 3 and 4. We label them x1 and y1, x2 and y2. We plug it into the slope formula, y2 minus y1, x2 minus x1. y2 is 4, y1 is -4, x2 is 3, x1 is -3. 4 minus -4 is 8, 3 minus -3 is 6. We can simplify that. 8/6 simplifies into 4/3. Our slope, m, is 4/3. Remember, it's also called the rate of change. We could also use our fraction y over x if you prefer this method. We go up or down first, and then always to the right. So going from one point to the other, starting here at the bottom, I go up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Up 8 is positive. and write 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We can simplify this fraction into 4/3. Again, you get the same answer because either method will work for any problem. Now, the b value is where it crosses the y-axis. The y-axis is the line that runs straight up and down in the middle. This line crosses here, which is at point 0. Our initial value, the b value, is also called the y-intercept. Any line that goes straight up and down has a slope that is undefined. A vertical line have an undefined slope. All of them, no matter where they are in the graph, all of them are undefined. That is the slope and the rate of change. Now, for this problem, we do not have any points plotted on the graph, and so we need to look at the line and pick 2 points we can read clearly. They can be any 2 points on the line. For this example, I'm going to pick this point here at -3, 6, and this point here, which is at -2 and 4. We start by labeling our points, x1 and y1, x2 and y2, and plugging them into the slope formula, y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. y2 is 4 minus y1 is 6. x2 is -2 minus x1, which is -3. 4 minus 6 is -2. 2 minus -3 is 1. So our m value is -2. Remember, m is both called the slope and the rate of change. If you prefer the other method of the fraction, that will work for this problem as well. Remember, we write it as y over x, meaning we go up or down first, and then always to the right. For this problem, we go down 1, but remember, looking here, we're going from 6 to 4, so that's really down 2. Down 2, and then right 1. Again, ending up with the same answer, -2, as either method will work for every single problem. You use the method that you prefer. To find the b value, we look at where it crosses the y-axis. That's the line that runs through the middle. It crosses here at the exact middle point, which is at 0. Remember, the b value is called the initial value. It's also called the y-intercept. For this example, there are no points on the line, so we have to pick 2 points we can read clearly. I can read clearly this point, which is at 2, 6. And I can read clearly this point, which is at 4, 5. Again, you could have picked any points on the graph. I chose these 2 just for this example. We label them x1 and y1, x2 and y2. We plug them into the slope formula, y2 minus y1, x2 minus x1. y2 is 5, minus x1 is 6. x2 is 4, minus x1 is 2. 5 minus 6 is -1. 4 minus 2 is 2, meaning our slope, our m value, is 1/2. That slope is also called the rate of change, that m value, -1/2. If you prefer the fraction method, y over x, remember we go up or down first, and then always to the right. So going down, we're going down 6 to 5, so down 1 is negative, and then right 1, 2. Again, ending up with the same fraction, -1/2. To find the b value, the b equals, we look at where it crosses the y-axis, and the line starts on the y-axis at 7. that b value is the initial value, also called the y-intercept.